Welcome to the SI Farmer Podcast, where we talk farming, business, marketing, tactics, strategy. You know, if it's farming or marketing, we're probably going to talk about it on this podcast, and today is no different. I was recently in Texas. I was down in San Antonio, Texas. What a pretty little city. Great history down there. But I was recently in Texas, and I noticed something that I have always noticed about Texas is people are proud to be from Texas. I live in Illinois. I have never seen a t-shirt that says proud to be from Illinois. What is it? 4 of our last 10 governors have served prison terms. Yeah, it's hard to have community pride in Illinois, but I do. I mean, I'm not proud of that part of it, obviously, but you know, I was in Texas and everybody, Texas pride, and it's a good thing. But it got me to thinking. I have a dear friend who is a very successful businessman, but he's also a very humble man. And the battle that goes on in our minds and in our hearts about how do we market something and show, get excited about marketing our business to people and still be humble. And humility is, it would seem on the surface that humility is the antithesis of marketing, but it's not. So let's get into it.
I have a love-hate relationship with marketing. Really? I've got to do what? All I want to do is farm.
Welcome to the SI Farmer Podcast. If you want to market your farm-based business, or craft food business directly to the consumer, this is the place for you. Welcome to the show.
Today's podcast is sponsored by Little Tractor and Equipment Company. Now, I've worked with these guys for years. These are some great guys, and they really care about the small farmer, carry a lot of lines of products, tractors and lawnmowers and all kinds of stuff. But one of the things they carry that's really unique is they carry used Coyote tractor parts. So if you run an older Coyote and are looking for an engine or a transmission for an LB 1914 or something like that, check these guys out. Go to littletractor.com and click on the used parts tab. So when I was a young man, I was told by my father-in-law that I was arrogant. And that hurt my feelings because I was told from the time I was a kid that was a bad thing. And I don't know that, that's just not me. At least I didn't think it was. And in hindsight, when I look at that comment, I know it was said in the heat of a fight, heat of an argument. I'd say not a fight, but an argument. And it hurt my feelings. But when I look back on it, I can at least understand where he was coming from because, and hear me out on this, because from the time I was a little kid, I was told 2 things over and over. And it seems like when you hear the advice that I was given, and I still to this day believe that it is a healthy and honest way and approach to take in life and business and everything else, and there is nobody in this world any better than I am. That's piece number 1. And piece number 2 is I'm no better than anybody else in this world. We're all sort of in this together. So, you can see how one side of that piece of advice leads us to have confidence and self-worth and at least a belief or that, I guess, that confidence you have to sit in situations or be in situations where most people would be uncomfortable. Some people would see that as arrogance. But the second part of that advice is the part that balances humility and knowing where your gifts come from and knowing where, the source. And it seems to battle one another, and it should. There should be a running monologue in your head talking about, humility and pride or confidence. That advice has allowed me to sit in boardrooms with guys wearing suits that cost more than my car and sit on an equal footing with them because I honestly believe they're no better than I am. But on the same on that same footing, I am truly there to be of service, So, that balancing act. And like I said, I was recently in Texas, and there's that community pride. And I'm always thinking, and I think to myself, what's the difference in that type of a community pride and confidence and that feeling of belonging and marketing a business? I mean, when you market a business, you have to have that same kind of team spirit to market a business. See if I can kind of wrap around and put this back into when we associate pride with our business, there should be worth. And we get that from running businesses that we have confidence in, running businesses that we feel a sense of accomplishment from, that we have either been in service of somebody or been in service of a particular goal, that we have, that we have done things that, I always, best advice I think I ever give anybody is, do your work in such a way that when you go to sleep at night, you go to sleep with a clear conscience. It's the best sleep remedy, sleep aid there is that you have done the best you can. You've done it for good purposes. And when you go to sleep at night, you sleep with a clear conscience. And I know for a lot of people, for a lot of guys that I know, that's tough. I had I won't call him a friend, but I know a guy who runs a business that I would never be involved with. It's a predatory business. And I don't like those. I don't like predatory businesses. It's businesses like tire rentals. Renting tires, really? I mean, you can be capitalist, but that doesn't mean you're evil. And when you take advantage of somebody, it's a bad business, in my opinion. Now, it's a successful business practice. And if you, follow the wisdom of P.T. Barnum, maybe that is, maybe that's okay. But I think that, we have to go about business and having pride, go about business in such a way that we can go to sleep at night with a clear conscience. Now, if you can do that, then we start to ask ourselves about pride. How can we be proud of a business in such a way that we are willing to talk, promote? Some people might think it's boastful to promote your business. And I struggle with that because, we have to promote our businesses. I mean, in most cases, for them to be successful and for us to accomplish the things that we feel we need to accomplish. And, we farm. I am immensely satisfied with the way we run our farm. Do I want to do better? Absolutely. I'm always looking to do better. In fact, I sat this weekend. I was at the Illinois Forage and Grasslands Council. I now sit on the board of that group. And I do that not because I want to have my name associated, I want to be on the board of directors. It's because I want to help my community. And one way I can do that is to help the industry at large. And so, I think there's that internal struggle we always have was, how can you promote your business and not be boastful about it and not be, not suffer. I mean, there's a reason pride is number one on the 7 deadlies. So how do we go about business in such a way that we sleep good at night? And I like my sleep. I mean, I don't get a lot of it, but what little bit I do get, I like it. And I don't want to go to sleep with something troubling me or because that's stress. I don't like stress. So I don't like drama. I don't like stress. There's a lot of things like that I don't like. And, how do we run a business and how do we market? And so to take this whole thing and talk about it for a second is how do you balance the pride of wanting to get out and promote with the, not running down the bad life slope of being arrogant or prideful and, so there's that balance. And I go back to the best advice I've ever gotten from my grandma was, there's nobody in this world any better than me. And you think about that and you go, yeah, I'm king of the world. And then you realize, no, I'm just down at the bottom with everybody else because I'm no better than anybody else. My father was a very humble man, very, very humble, brilliant man. And as a little kid, I would see him do business dealings. I mean, after he did a lot of stuff during the wartime as a scientist. That was classified, and it's been declassified now. I mean, we're 70 years, 60 years, 70 years past all the work he did. But I would see him sit in his office, and I would see people come in. I remember this one specific time where a woman came in who, you'd look at her and go, she's a bag lady. She was very poor. And I saw my father treat her with the exact same respect, dignity that he had just shown the president of the bank who was in his office the day before. And I saw no difference in the way he treated either one of them. That's a lesson right there. He didn't show the bank president any more respect or, he treated this woman who didn't. As a little kid, I thought, oh man, what can I do to help this lady? She's not doing well. I mean, clothes were dirty, didn't have a purse, had a bag, and my dad helped her out, did what he could, but he sat in his office and treated her, and it had to do with, I think she had rental insurance. She was renting a place from somebody, and my dad owned an insurance agency. Treated her with the exact same dignity and respect. And I thought that was one of the biggest lessons that I, as a little kid, because I saw it I saw the example. He led by example. He was a humble man. But he also advertised his business. He also promoted his business and talked about his business and the things that he thought he did well and the things that he thought he could do and be of service to people. There's that balancing act that we have to come up with when we market our business. I think that we need to be in a mindset when we're marketing our business that is we're not trying to, if you're marketing your business, you're always looking. So when we market a product, we look at that product and we look for competitive advantages. So, let's say whatever our product is, for this discussion, it doesn't matter. Let's say we're doing honey. I like honey. I don't know why I've been on this honey kick lately as a product. I've got a good friend one of my dear friends he raises bees. So maybe that's why I've been interested in helping him out with I think he has 40 supers. But we look for competitive advantages. What are the things that our product brings that others don't? So maybe there's no difference in the product, and we are really we're local. So that's our advantage. So, we look for those competitive advantages in our product. Well, it's, raised by a local farmer, raised locally, local bees, raised, they got they pollinated local plants. So, we look for these things to help us differentiate ourselves from other products. That's not being boastful or prideful. And I got on this because, again, my friend is a very humble man. And how do you reconcile that, got to market a business, with that internal monologue of humility? And I understand it's a struggle. It is. But that inner conversation can also go the other way, that you're really just stating facts, not alternative facts or alternate facts. We're putting our product, service, business in the best possible light. Nobody goes out there and says, you know what, I'm an exterminator, but I'm afraid of bugs. I mean, you don't, that's not the way you sell your business. You tout your service, you tout whatever it is. And my point is, we can market, and this is something that I run in, I talk to people about this quite often. It's, how do we market our business when we're shy or we're, reticent to be in put ourselves in a very public space for whatever reason we feel vulnerable. We don't want people to make fun of us or laugh at our pictures or, these things. And I say, you know what? I don't have a lot of concern for what other people think. I'm doing the best I can. And that allows me to have confidence to put those, heck, I'm sitting here in front of cameras right now. I'm not really a public speaking kind of guy. You have to overcome fears. And when we are marketing a business, if we are shy, reticent to be in public, or we are, I don't want to do that. We have to overcome that, and overcoming that is, I go back to my grandma's advice. My grandma's advice is, there's nobody in this world any better than you are, and you're no better than anybody else. And so that allows, I think that puts us in a place where we can balance the having confidence and pride and self-worth with humility and grace. And when we market, now again, you'll hear me talk about it, the marketing in a lot of instances should be a 4-letter word, because there's a lot of marketing that is predatory. It goes after weakness. And we use numbers to determine that. I mean, it's a field of business that it's a balancing act. Not a balancing act for me. It's, I just won't do it. But when you look at what you're trying to do, the true goal of marketing, I've said this before, is to put the right product or service in front of the right person when they are looking for that product or service. Making sure that when somebody goes out to look for a product, whatever your product or service is, whether you're farming or you're whatever it is you're doing, that they can find you. And then reminding them that you're there. So being active in your business and being engaged, and that's why social media, we're reminding people we're here and we're active and we're doing stuff. So when you're ready, come on out. We will help you out. And I think there's that balance that has to be struck between that, between that mindset of, I don't want to do this because I'm not that type of person to be in front of, to be, the used car salesman. But it is okay to market your business and promote your business even when, you are shy or reticent or, you're humble, and we all should be humble, but we should also market our business because, we're doing good work. And understanding that balance and always having that running monologue in your head, or, why am I doing this? Am I doing this for the right reasons? Am I trying to help people? Am I trying to run a good business? Am I trying to be a good man? Am I trying to be a good husband, father, son? And where do all of these gifts that you have, whether it's a talent or a mind that can retain information, I have a lot of people say, you're lucky to have the ability to remember and the ability to recall data. And I it's just a gift. I mean, it's not like I worked hard to get this. It was given to me. And remembering where I got it, that's pretty important. And remember that humility that comes in doing that allows us to also stand up and say, yeah, I'm confident. I have self-confidence, but I also have humility. And balancing those two things is, it's a challenge sometimes, but it should not stop us from marketing our business. Marketing doesn't have to be evil. Marketing is a good thing. It's a good thing when you're trying to grow your business. It's a good thing. But it, like everything else, it can be used in a bad way. And what we try to teach here at SI Farmer, and what I have always tried to give, and the advice that I give people and companies, is a good way to go about marketing your business. It's very easy to take the slippery slope of following the numbers without consideration for other factors. And that leads us to it's easy to market a business if you don't have a moral compass, if you have no concern for humility, if you have none of these things, it's easy to market a business. It really is. And I would make the argument that in the end, you're doing yourself and your business a disservice by marketing your business in that way of just chasing the numbers, because those numbers represent real people. And if we don't stay mindful of that and stay in that mindset of when we are marketing our business, we're marketing to real people. Those numbers represent real people. And are we treating those people? Because I truly, truly believe that when we do business in an honorable way, that we are doing the best marketing for our business that we can, that can be done. When I shake somebody's hand and say, I'll do this, I do my best to do it, because that is a great form of marketing. It's not only the right way to do business, it's a great form of marketing. When you say you're going to do something, do it. So, I kind of went down this path today of understanding the difference in, being prideful and arrogant and confident and assured. They're two different things. And just remember, when you get ready to put your business on social media, or you get ready to post your social media post, remember that balance and just ask yourself one quick question, why am I doing this? Is this a good thing for my customers? Is this a good thing for my business? And if I do this, can I sleep at night? Because again, doing things the right way, living the right way, all these things, they're the best sleep aid you can have. And if you can answer all three of those questions with a yes, then you're probably pretty safe to get it done. So with that, I will let you go. Have a wonderful day. Good luck, and God bless.